They were very happy. Okay.
They will deliver. Free delivery of any kind. All doctor's prescriptions are welcome. That's McPherson's Prescription Shop, located at Northeast 26th and Martin Luther King Avenue. This is a Clara Luper radio show, and the people are saying stand up for Senator Porter. Every vote counts, and vote September the 16th. For 29 long years, Senator Porter has been standing up for you and me. He went to jail in the 60s fighting for social change. He stood in front of the garbage trucks to give to the sanitation workers what they so rightfully deserved and open the doors for other city employees. He led the protest march with students for the improvement of Langston University. He fought and produced jobs in state government just for you. Senator Porter is on his job, fighting for the underdogs, fighting for the poor, fighting racism at every level for you. You remember Senator Porter leading the charge against school resegregation, and guess what? The appeal courts agreed with him. Don't let anybody mislead you. Don't permit any outside forces to divide you and then laugh and say you have destroyed your strongest leader. Anytime the Daily Oklahoman tell you to dump Porter, you ought to think that something is wrong. My grandmother put it this way: there's a dead cat on the line. Every vote counts. This election, the most important election in the history of Oklahoma City on September the 16th, cannot be taken for granted. This is We Love Senator Porter's weeks. The next 2 weeks, this city will show its love for Senator E. Melvin Porter. And Senator E. Melvin Porter, wherever you are, I want you to know that in spite of the difficulties of the moment, I know that you are our winner and you're going to win for us. Speaking of sports, my sports reporter is here, ready to go on behalf of Burger Brothers that have some specials for today.
The specials for today at Burger Brothers are a 20-pound bag of potatoes for 99 cents, 3-liter bottle of Coke for $1.09, pork steak $1.20 a pound, smoked picnic ham 77 cents a pound, and country-style pork ribs $1.39 a pound.
Shelley, can you believe that you can actually get smoked picnic ham for how much?
77 cents a pound.
Watch out for Burger Brothers. Burger Brothers, here we come. Burger Brothers, located here in the heart of Oklahoma City, 412 South Harvey, with its everyday low prices. That's Burger Brothers, 412 South Harvey, here in Oklahoma City. And here's Shelley with the sports.
The football scores are: Carl Albert beat Guthrie 39-6. The U.S. Grant Generals went down to defeat by the Douglas Trojans 36-0. Cassidy over McLeod 42-6. Edmond beat Enid 21-6. El Reno defeated Elk City 12-7. Hera over Capitol Hill 13-12. John Marshall over Northwest 20-6. McGinnis beat Tulsa Kelly 33-0. The Star Sister Bobcats went down to defeat by the Millwood Falcons 40-7. Putnam West beat Putnam North 10-7. Southeast beat Northeast 13-6. Stillwater beat Shawnee 14-6. Lawton over Duncan 6-0. Tulsa Rogers over Tulsa Edison 21-2. And Tulsa Washington defeated Union 6-3.
Thank you, and that was brought to us by Merlin.
Merlin Hildred is your friendly Allstate insurance agent. She sells home insurance, life insurance, and car insurance. You can contact Merlin by calling 751-8435 or 842-5232.
Thank you, Shelley. Speaking of the election on September the 16th, and I want you to write that down, September the 16th, in District number 48, there are 28,862 registered voters. Only 8,168 registered voters, representing 28.3% of the total, did not go to vote. Now, I want to repeat that. There were 28,862 registered voters in District number 48, and only 8,168 went to the polls to vote. Now, we're going to have to change that. This is a district that's predominantly black. And as hard a times as black people have had to get the right to vote, it's a shame. It is a shame. 28,862 registered voters and only 8,168 took time out to go to the polls and vote. The next 2 weeks, we've got to prove to the nation, and believe me, the eyes of the nation are on this election. As one person from Detroit, Michigan put it, will the people in Oklahoma City turn down the bid of Senator E. Melvin Porter for someone who has not made one personal sacrifice for the cause of integration? Will that be done? That is a question. If this should happen, how will you get people involved in civil rights only to find out that they are going to be defeated by the people they have helped? This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and I would like for you to call me at 478-2103, and let's talk about this election that's coming up on September the 16th, 1986. We want to know, what do you think? What can we do? What can we do during the next 2 weeks that we are declaring we love Senator Porter's weeks? This is this week and next week. Now, his headquarters is located at 4701 North Lincoln Boulevard. You may call 521-0760, or you may go up to the office and help Senator Porter. Senator Porter needs your help. When you needed him, he was there. 4701 North Lincoln Boulevard here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I want you to feel free. Some of you complained because last week you didn't have the opportunity to talk. You may call me 478-2103 because I really want to talk to you. You have so much on the ball. You have so much that I want to hear. And I'm sure my people out in radio land really want to hear that. They want to hear from you out in radio land. The telephone number here, once again, is 478-2103. In District number 48, out of 28,862 people, only 8,168 actually voted. What I want you to do today is to make me a promise that you will go to the polls and vote. Now that's September the 16th. I want you to write that down now, September the 16th. Now, if you want to vote by an absentee ballot, I want you to get it in because now is the time to do it. And many of you are ill, and you cannot. Many of you are ill and cannot get out. We need those absentee ballots. We need them. That is really our need. We need those absentee ballots, and we have to get them in the next 4 days. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and this part of our show is being brought to you by your friends of E. Melvin Porter. The friends of E. Melvin Porter are bringing to you this particular show. Vote September the 16th, 1986 for Senator E. Melvin Porter. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show.
Yeah. I'd like to talk about the election coming up.
Yes.
Okay. I think it's right that Vicki Miles won that, beat Mr. Porter the first time around, and I think she will do it again. I'm very proud of her.
Why are you so proud of Vicki Miles defeating Senator Porter?
Well, she appears to be supporting the really up-and-coming people. Her education shows that she isn't out there dealing with the welfare folks. She's dealing with the people that really are going to make things happen for Oklahoma City.
Oh, you're saying that the welfare people aren't worth dealing with.
That's right. I mean, she went to a very good institution. She didn't go to a small school. She's not out there supporting the little college Langston. I mean,
Just a minute now. What do you mean the little college Langston? Langston University.
Yeah, the enrollment is down. Students don't need to travel that far to go to school. They can go to Central State, OU. There are a number of better schools around.
Let me get you straight. I'm a graduate of Langston University, and there are thousands of graduates of Langston University that are doing an outstanding job. And I want you to know that that is one of the most outstanding schools in the United States, and that's why Senator Porter fought so hard to keep Langston University.
Well, I admire the man's support on that. I admire him for fighting for it, but, he's supporting losing causes. He's supporting segregation. He's supporting welfare. He's supporting the NAACP, which you don't hear from anymore. He's supporting the losers. He should give up and throw his support behind Vicki Miles and support a true winner.
Oh, do you believe that the NAACP is a loser?
You don't hear from them anymore. They're going downhill. They're not like they used to be in the 60s. Nobody evidently cares anymore about them.
Okay. Now, I would like to ask you, as a white voter, to vote for Senator E. Melvin Porter.
Why should I do that?
Because Senator E. Melvin Porter has stood up for the poor, whether they were black or white. He has brought this state into the sunlight of opportunity where Oklahomans are reading together in libraries, where Oklahomans are going to the zoo together, where they are studying together. And you must remember, before his day, Oklahoma was in the 18th century.
That's true. We're barely progressing into the 19th century now with him. He's doing a few good things, but he's helping the nobodies.
The nobodies?
Yes.
What do you mean by nobodies?
The people who are on welfare and all that are not...
The people on welfare are just as important as anybody else. Let me tell you something. It's not these poor people that's getting a little welfare check. It's these big businesses that are getting loans that you have never heard of before. It's the other people that's being subsidized by the United States government. And how dare you say the welfare people are nobodies? I'm proud of Senator Porter because he has fought for the welfare people.
Well, that's, you are entitled to your opinion, and I respect your opinion for that. But, I just think that, Vicki Miles will make the people go by supporting the businesses. They have the money to put into the state. The poor people don't have the money. They have food stamps. And that won't help.
But they deserve the food stamps. We are throwing billions of dollars away, and we should feed the people in the United States. Now, once again, why do you feel that so many white people are behind Vicki Miles?
Just basically her stance. Just basically not really her stance, but Senator Porter's stance.
Oh, so they are voting against Senator Porter's stand. Now, let's go over Senator Porter's stand. Isn't it true that Senator Porter has supported the people that were on welfare?
That's true.
And tried to give them a better day?
Yeah, and that's why he is getting beat in the election. Was beat and will probably be defeated again.
Okay, so you're saying that Langston University should be done away with?
At least it should be seriously looked at. Should seriously be looked at being shut down.
Okay. Well, thank you so very kindly for calling me. I don't agree with you, but certainly you have the right to say what you want to on the Clara Luper radio show.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it. Senator Porter must be supported, and I know those of you that are listening to the Clara Luper radio show, I know that you are upset because anytime somebody says that you should defeat a person because they worked for better conditions for poor people, I think that should upset you to such an extent that you are getting ready now to go to the polls. Be sure and call me, and you start getting ready now so we can be ready early on September 16th to get out and support Senator E. Melvin Porter. Well, that's one man's opinion. Let me hear yours. The telephone number here is 478-2103. The Clara Looper Radio Show. I saw Reverend Young come in a few minutes ago, and I've been told that 25 black ministers yesterday pledged their support to Senator E. Melvin Porter. 25. And I would like to ask Reverend Young, one of our most progressive ministers, Reverend Young, this is the Clara Looper Radio Show. I understand that 25 ministers are supporting Senator E. Melvin Porter.
Yes, Miss Looper, I haven't said this, but quite a while back, Mr. Porter, he helped me, and when it seemed like I didn't know which way to go, and he helped me, and I thank the Lord for him, and I will be voting for him.
Well, thank you so very kindly. The Clara Looper Radio Show, and how are you today?
I'm just fine. I'd like to say my opinion on voting in reference to Vicki Miles and Senator Porter.
Okay.
During the preliminaries, I did vote for Vicki Miles, not understanding that what she's really trying to do is to stop black people from progressing here in Oklahoma State. And that's just what it seems like to me. And the people are not realizing that it's just as many white people on welfare than it is black people.
Right. People don't realize that. I had a gentleman that called me a few minutes ago and said they were against Porter because of his stand on welfare.
I was listening to that. I did vote for Vicki Miles during the preliminaries, but for the outstanding votes, Melvin Porter has my vote.
Oh, well, thank you so very kindly, and we will see you. Did you understand what they said about Langston University? My university.
Our university.
Oh, I'm telling you. Well, one thing about it, we've got to get behind Senator E. Melvin Porter because he did speak up for Langston University, and I have a grandson at Langston University, and he loves it. The kids that are out at Langston University are moving ahead, and I'm very proud of Senator Porter, and I would like to publicly say thanks to him.
Thank you, Senator Melvin Porter.
Well, thank you. And the next 2 weeks is We Love Senator Porter weeks, and we're going to get out and give him that support.
How can we help?
Well, you can help first by reminding everyone that there were 20,000 people in his district that didn't vote. So get you a sheet of paper and get 10 more people to say, I'm going to vote and I'm going to vote early. We've got to pull out those people to vote, otherwise we are going down to defeat.
How can we contact you with these folks, these 10 people?
Okay, I want you to contact Senator Porter's office, 521-0760. It's located at 4701 North of Lincoln Boulevard. Remember, the telephone number is 521-0760. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Every major leader in Oklahoma City that have worked in the area of civil rights and worked for the benefit of black people have supported and are working for Senator E. Melvin Porter. Now, I might be wrong, but you will help me. Let's go down the list. Dr. A.L. Dowell stated on this program that he is certainly supporting E. Melvin Porter. 25 of our ministers stood up and said, we appreciate what Senator Porter has done, and we are going to support him come September 16th. So today we are appealing to you to vote on September the 16th, 1986, for Senator E. Melvin Porter. The Daily Oklahoman and Mr. Eddie Gaylord has stated in a front page editorial, dump Porter. That ought to tell us something, and certainly I'm sure that will speak to us. I want to hear your opinion. Not only will I listen to it today, but during this radio show, but I will also be back at 5:15 because I want to hear from you, the people in Oklahoma City. We must open our eyes to what's really happening in an election. Now, just think about the seriousness. Here's a person running to represent a predominantly black district who has never stood up for black people, who has never been involved in the great causes for black people. And somebody said she was a member of NACP. Sure, anybody can take out a membership, but I have never seen her involved in any NACP work. Now, I should constantly remind you that 28,862 people are registered to vote, but only 8,168 voted. I want to hear from you. Dr. A.L. Dow, how are you today?
Hello, Miss Luca. I'm just disgusted. I'm sick in bed today, but I heard your show, and I heard this white gentleman on there just now, and it made me sick. He spoke against Langston University. I didn't go to Langston, but I went to West Virginia State College. Had it not been for that small black school, I would have never been able to go to college. He spoke against the college. It was disgraceful what he said. And the bread and meat on my table now came from welfare people. And he spoke against welfare. And he said some things that were just awful. Now, I say this. I challenge, because I didn't happen said one hard thing against Miss Miles. And so I thought she was a nice lady. But I demand that she come on the air and refute what this man has said. He spoke against the NAACP. I have given my life service for the NAACP for freedom. Along with you and Porter and myself, we have worked hard for freedom of black people. And if Miss Miles wishes to win and be successful, she ought to refute what this man has said. This is awful. If she will go in there and have people like that supporting her, then we will have nothing. Now, I haven't said one word about the fact that they have talked about white people supporting her. I had a few white people support me when I ran. I didn't mention that. I thought that was unfair. But since she have a white man to come on the air and speak against blacks, speak against saying Porter's trying to integrate, and he's for segregation, this is preposterous. I tell you the truth, I'm just so worked up, I'm going to have to take a nerve pill for my high blood pressure. This is wrong. And if they're going to have a clean, decent campaign, they ought to have clean, decent people. We have had too much segregation as it is. And if she doesn't come out against this man, then I ask everybody to vote against her. Vote against her. If she's going to let people like that rule. If white people now are dictating to her and saying the things that he said on the air, well, then they have no choice. I ask them, all my welfare patients, I ask all welfare people to go out and vote against this thing. Reagan is bad enough, but yet still when you have a black person, they're talking about the school where he went. Well, my goodness, Porter finished Vanderbilt, one of the biggest school and best law school in the country, and so we can't have that. We got to have some backbone and come out and excuse the expression, but we got to call an ace a ace and a spade a spade. Thank you, Ms. Luca.
Well, Dr. Dow, I wanted to tell you, yesterday on my way home from school, I have some Porter stickers all over my car. And somebody came by, my little granddaughter, Alicia, was with me, and they hollered, goody nigga, Senator Porter's going to get beat. And it certainly did hurt me, because I thought that we had grown above that in Oklahoma City. And I took that gentleman's license number, and come Monday, I want to find out exactly who he was, and I'm going to call him, because I don't mind him being against Porter, but I don't think it's right for you to drive on the highway and somebody is calling you out of your name. But we have to be very careful now, because we are working against something that will certainly set us back.
That's true, but you see, now I've heard a lot about white people running and directing a campaign. All of them, a lot of whites were in her campaign headquarters. You thought it was the white campaign when she opened her office, opened her candidacy up. I told the people, that's right, let her have them. I said, I have white friends too.
Oh, I have some white friends out there that are going to vote for Senator Porter.
You have racist people get on there and to have the nerve to say what this man said. If I were in a place, I'd get right on the air right now and refute.
Well, I'll be back on the air.
Everything that he has said.
Well, Dr. Dow, I'll be on the air at 5:15, and be sure and listen to the Clara Luper radio show. This is a show that tells it like it is. And for you everywhere, I would say goodbye. And the past program has been paid for by Friends of E. Melvin Porter. Clara Luper reporting. Bye-bye now. I do love you. Bye-bye.
You're listening to KBYE, Oklahoma City, your Southwest radio voice of religion. It's 3 o'clock and time for the Help Program with Minister James Young.